Okay, this is a take two of showing off why Stunjacks is, I don't know, undertuned, I guess, based on where it's at. Before you think you're high, I'm not wearing Ultos' set, just transmogged. I feel like it's more appropriate than Light's Defender. My Stunjacks is 26 out of 16, pretty decent. It's got 14% total damage modified. I got really high storm totems. I put a lot of points in Wind Devil. Maybe I should have done more in Maelstrom. Hard to say. But the general point is that Stunjacks is kind of... its AoE is lacking for such a high projectile skill. It could possibly be fixed by making the projectiles pierce and shoot longer. As you can see, the range is really low. No matter how high... if I put my mouse all the way over here, it still only goes about halfway. If I try to target things like in the corner of the screen, you really see how drawn out it is. The spread's really high, so if you're trying to kill things long distance, you just fail, basically. Because look, sometimes only one or two projectiles goes where I want. So you basically are forced to stutter step constantly, like kill an enemy up close, kill an enemy up close. I'll show you right here. It's like you have to move up to them, so you end up taking more damage as a result than you want. And then also the enemies absorb projectiles, like I think I mentioned earlier in the video. So you, like, look, these I don't know how to say behemoth. Behemoth? I don't know. But the point is, if you have a big enemy, you have to sort of finish it first, and then kill the enemies behind it, and then kill the enemies behind them. Like you have decently weak. It doesn't make sense. Decently weak? I don't know what to say. Extremely weak? No. Kind of weak AoE. And I think I might be being generous. Yeah, look how long it's taking me to kill this mob. Like, most AoE builds would have already killed a lot of the enemies in the back. Comparable to this, whoa, is Devastation, maybe? Electrocute's pretty good. So I think of Devastation Aether Ray. It's another undertuned sort of thing where Devastation does a lot of the work with AoE. Where you want Aether Ray doing the main damage on single targets. This sort of lacks the AoE, so it's a problem in itself. The totems are doing their best to make up for it, but they just lack some of the other tools other classes get. I mean, these melee classes get so much radial AoE, I mean like AoE that does weapon damage in a radius, that they tend to be fine. Olron's Blind Fury constellation comes to mind too. I think I'm catching a cold, but that's okay.
That's locked.
Alright. So it's not like... I wouldn't call Stunjacks bad. The balance of the game currently is it's probably in the best state it's ever been. That's for my multiplayer complaints. Come on, Crate. Throw me a bone. Buff multiplayer. You overdid the nerf. I know you said no one's complaining about it, but I made a thread and people agreed. And I don't think people would complain if you buffed it to halfway between where it was and where it is. Just the HP, not even like the damage and the difficulty. Just let monsters stick around a bit longer. Multiplayer. I am not all here right now. Anyway, I don't know if the video's doing a good job displaying my point, or if you guys watching are gonna be like, "What? It looks fine to me." But playing a different build usually shows off how much better things are for every other class. Like, yeah. Again, I'm not complaining about the HP. That's probably partially my fault for not picking something like Wendigo Totem. Yeah, I thought my stun resist is a little bit low. I could probably use a leathery hide in my helm. instead of living armor. Really, armor absorption really helps. It's why I can kind of tank all the melee damage. One thing that's nice about this set is you get a lot of armor. Alright, this guy's pretty big, so we'll see. This is the part where I need to take some distance, maybe pop a potion. Come on. Die, 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 die. Yeah, I mean, that guy has a lot of skills that'd be more fun if he lasted longer. I honestly think the bosses in this game could just use like a 200 to 300% health buff. I don't mean like a flat based on what they already have. I mean like they should have 2 to 3 times more base HP. That'd be fun. Oh, that's pretty nice actually. Look at that. And yeah, that's about it. So as you can see, Stunjacks is pretty good against single target. The main problems are it's kind of clunky to use against group monsters. And I don't know about you guys, but having this many projectiles makes you imagine that it would be better. I'm gonna try it with 2 different items just for fun. I probably misclicked a bunch and fucked things up. But it makes a marginal difference, despite me being sick and not all here. It's going to go to my death now. Ah! I changed my mind. Blast Shield's super helpful. Look at how it took out that damage from the Aether floors. But yeah, basically it's just a little clunky. That's all. The skill damage is actually probably fine. In fact, if you improve the clunkiness of its wide cone and short range, the damage might actually need to go down a tiny bit, who knows. So I'm not like... This is by no means my favorite skill, so I don't feel like I have a bias playing into it. I can obviously pilot better, tweak the build, get some more things improved. Like I said, Wendigo Totem would help a lot. But it's just, I don't see anyone using this in multiplayer. Nobody. I've been playing a lot of multiplayer with a lot of strangers, not my friends. So like I'm getting as wide a sample size as I can get within the small community. Nobody uses Stunjacks. It just needs some clear speed improvement. And it should be good to go. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this is more convincing than just posting on the forum.